Hey guys, tag along with me while I do some scouting for elk in the high country of Colorado, and then I'm going to head back and prep the body for primer. So check it out. Absolutely nothing. Every year in early September, I come out here to Colorado, the high country, just to do some scouting for elk, so that when Mandy and I go out in the last week of September, we have an idea of what the land's like and marking some spots. So I'm out here for a couple of days, and then I'm going to head back to the shop and prep that Bronco for primer. 12,500 feet. 13,000 feet. That's as high as I'm going today. If you guys would like an episode on hunting in Colorado and kind of how hard it is to get in from out of state, costs, things like that, I'd be happy to do one. It's surprising that a lot of people think that hunting in Colorado is hard to do from the standpoint of access, but it's actually very easy. I'm hunting in a draw-only unit this year, but that's the first time I've ever hunted a draw-only unit. Almost always hunt over the counter, which means anyone can access it. All they have to do is buy a tag when they come into state. So if you guys want to see that, I could do a short episode on it. Let me know in the comments or email me at my email address, and I'll send you some specifics on it. And back at the garage. Now the next step here is we got to get Bronco to be named later off of the homemade rotisserie and onto its actual frame. That the frame is done, the drivetrain is for the most part rebuilt and ready to go, but the Bronco to be named later still needs tons of body work. I got to cut the quarters out, redo those. Still have some rocker panel things I got to do to it, and then the front clip for the most part needs to be replaced. So we're going to put it back on the frame, move it over so that we can get the Stormtrooper off of its frame onto the rotisserie, frame separated, and have that right over here so that we can start now mocking up the engine transmission, and I can get to rebuilding the transmission, get the engine work done, figure out EFI, figure out trans controller, run brake lines, that kind of stuff. But first we got to switch everything around. So that's what we're going to do right now. Yeah, pull it back. Yeah. You can move that out of the way. It's not doing anything. And all we're going to do is actually, this is where it's coming out. So hold it right there. All right. Don't pull it down, pull it up. There you go, just like that. Oh, there you go. There you go. hold that. You can let that go. 1, 2, 3. Well, in this process, we did find out that with the C6 transmission that we put in this thing, that we're going to need another, we're going to need at least a 2-inch body lift just to get it above the transmission. So now we know that, we can order that and get that installed, work on a few more things. And so, but for now, right now, peace out to you. It's going back over there. Now we're going to pull the body off of this. Bolts out of the body to the frame and set up our rig, which is basically the back side of the hood where the hood bolts in, and then where the seats bolt in on the back side. It's not heavy at all, using the engine hoist to pull it out. So now we're going to jack this up, take the wheels off, and go and get it done. Okay, set it up here for a second. We'll talk about this. All right, so this, what we did on this, I don't have the specific dimensions from a height standpoint from front to middle to back for the rotisserie that I built. You can check that out. It was the it's the first video on my channel, and I'll also link it, and then I'll also put it at the end of this so that you can check it out. But what we did was we just made them level from side to side so that we know when we're putting them in that we're going to be level from that standpoint, and then I'll probably end up lowering the center one just a little bit, I think, to get it on this. But we're going to do that first, then we're going to put the engine stands underneath them. So this is the way we're going to do it. Go underneath. All right, now, so I'm going to show you what we did over here. We went ahead and bolted up the frame to the rotisserie that I built first. So as you can see, the engine stand part of it is hanging on both sides, the front and the back. And then we just adjusted it to where this was, to where it was level, and then tightened all the bolts up. So now we're level. All we have to do is put the engine stand underneath it, and we're good to go. Alright, and just like that, it's on the rotisserie and ready to go. Now we're going to get the shop crane out of here and we just washed the frame again because it still had a lot of salt on it from the excursion back from Washington State. So it's now, most of the salt is gone. I washed it a couple of times. Got it clean. All right, now what we're gonna have to do is blow it apart again and scrub it down, flip it over, scrub down the bottom, and then whoosh, we're gonna put some primer on this thing and start the body work, and then we're gonna paint it. So the goal was to prime it in between hunts. I just got back from my first hunt. The next hunt is going to be not next Monday, but the Monday after next. So that gives us about 2 full weeks to get this in primer and do the body work. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know that we can do that. I don't know that we can get it done that fast, but winter's approaching, and if we don't get it painted now, we're going to wait until spring, and I don't want to do that. So we're just going to make it happen. So stay tuned. We'll see if it happens. What was that?
I just said that, and that's a wrap from my winter garage.
Oh, you want to do your little thing? Here you go.
There she is hiding behind the little thing there, huh, baby?
And that's a wrap from my .3 garage.
Yeah, I don't think so. So I don't know if that is going to happen, but it'll be interesting over the next couple of weeks to see what happens. I got a lot going on over the next couple of weeks that has nothing to do with this Bronco. So it will be challenging to say the least to get this in primer, but this was the biggest step past all the body work to get this thing going, is to get it off of the frame so that we can get underneath and coat the bottom. So I'm happy. Hit the subscribe button, which is right there. Hit that subscribe button and subscribe. We're about to get stupid with some priming, and then also I'm going to link 2 videos that were pertinent to us even getting this Bronco. That's a wrap from my .3 garage.